right, go ahead and intro yourself. You're all good to go.
Cool. Good stuff.
で、続いての、
Hope you guys all enjoyed that.
続いてのタイトルが、遊戯王デュエルモンスターズ7、決闘都市伝説ですね。はい。
You guys are all ready for that? Just get through the loading screen real quick, and can I just start whenever?
一応、このゲームはやったことはないですけど、ちょっとどのぐらいの時まで普通のっていうかオリジナルのカードゲームをやってたかはちょっと覚えてはないんですけど、一応オリジナルのカードゲームはやっていたので、カードについては触れられるかなっていう感じですね。はい。
Cool. Alright, yeah.
7なんでそうですね。ゲームボーイアドバンスですかね。はい。
So, let's go 3, 2, 1, go.
GG です。
No.
Whoopsie. あれ
I forgot I saved. I need to start a new game. I've never done that before.
何が起こったんですかね。
Baited. Here we go.
あ、そっか、続きからか。あ、そっかそっか。
Yeah, sorry about that.
はいはい、ニューゲームからですもんね。
Ready to go now. I'm on start.
はい。
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's fine.
はい、グッドラックです。
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards, a 2002 Game Boy Advance game based on the Battle City arc of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. In this game, we'll be taking part in a citywide Duel Monsters tournament. Duel Monsters being the real-life card game known as Yu-Gi-Oh!, with the goal being to collect 6 locator cards by defeating other duelists.
そうですね。日本語版っていうか、日本語なんですね。
Unlike the anime, we take on the role of a classic silent protagonist, who just so happens to be best friends with the 2 main characters you see here, Yugi and Joey, and we'll be participating in most of the major plot points in their place. The game of Duel Monsters is relatively simple. Each player builds their own 40-card deck, filled with various types of cards.
確かちょっと私が調べた限りは、
which you'll summon to fight for.
バトルシティ編の途中ぐらい
each player can only summon one monster.
だったらしくて、なんか途中からオリジナル、まあゲームオリジナルストーリーが展開されるみたいなことは書いてありました。
The important number is that the important thing to remember is that the higher number usually wins, with the loser usually being destroyed. And then if my opponent doesn't have any monsters on the board, then I can start attacking their life points directly. If their life points ever hit 0, then I win. This intro segment here introduces a lot of the more important characters who we'll see more of later. But my very first priority right now is to go and upgrade the deck. The starting deck the game gives you is okay, but the better our deck, the faster we can win. So, because this is a speedrun, we want to get to the card shop as soon as possible and get some points. Unfortunately for us, the owner of the card shop is a member of a nasty gang known as the Ghouls. Just
ですね、はがもいますね、はい。
people who are terrorizing all the duelists in the tournament, stealing their cards, beating them up, and doing tons of unsavory type things. And that's kind of a parallel.
まあ、遊戯王はっていうか、やっぱりだいぶ息が長いっていうか、このゲーム出た時も結構息が長い。まあ、かなり最初出てから経っているので、このゲームだけやるんじゃ、ストーリーとかがあんまりわかんないような気がします。
And now he has no monsters, so I can start attacking. Pretty straightforward. Now you'll see me do one cool thing right here. This is called a tribute summon. Certain monsters are so strong that you can't just summon them for free like you would with other monsters. You actually have to tribute them, or tribute one of your existing.
そうですね。ドローンとかすごい懐かしいですね。
I just tributed for that monster. Very strong, but he had a type.
まあ遊戯王はまあ、
so he lost the
まあみんな知ってるとは思うんですけど、カードゲームで、多分この頃だと、まあモンスターカード、魔法カード、トラップカードと融合カードですかね。その4つあって、それを駆使して戦うっていう感じですかね。
Water beats fire, fire beats forest, etc. And, you know, this is a speedrun, so we use that to our advantage throughout the duel as well. For example, there's a point later on where I know that there's a lot of forest monsters, so we keep some fire monsters in our deck to make sure we can make easy. So that guy who I just beat just gave us a tip-off.
そうですね。で、この頃はアドバンス召喚じゃなくて、生贄召喚って言われてる頃だったと思います。はい。で、生贄召喚っていうのは、星、まあ、モンスターにレベルっていうか星マークがまあ並んでるんですけど、この右上にある、今星2でしたけど、星5以上、星5以上、星5と星6が、生贄召喚だけ生贄1体。で、星7以上が2体ですね。9とかだと3になるのか、ちょっと、うろ覚えなんですけど、3体になったと思いますね。
But you will notice Arcana here, he has what's called a full type bonus.
今はいろいろその召喚方法が増えすぎてちょっと言葉で説明するのがかなり大変っていうところですね。はい。はいはい。そうですね。あ、なるほど。3体はそうなんですね。はい。
And pretty much every ghoul game that we'll be fighting, who we fight a lot, spoiler alert, will you have this field.
あれ、このペンギンソルジャーって、あれ、効果モンスターじゃないんでしたっけ？あれ、ペンギンソルジャーってリバースすると、リバースっていうか、この頃だと反転ですかね。反転すると、3枚デッキから、相手のデッキから3枚、こう、墓地に送るみたいな効果あったと思うんですけど、ないっぽいですね。
And then they get added to the shop for us to purchase. So what we do, we just input all the best cards that we can use at this point in the game to build the deck.
なるほど。だから、まあ、今回、多分っていうか、15日の、19時ぐらいからやる、まあ、遊戯王のゲームあるんですけど、あっちも、確か OCG 基準じゃないはずなんで、ちょっと、2だとどうなるかわかんないですけど、1だと全然 OCG 基準っていうか、昔の遊戯王のカード基準なので、生贄がないっていう。ああ、なるほど。はいはいはい。
You'll see these purple cards are what are known as trap cards. They trigger when my opponent.
あ、で、これはあれですね。
in this case,
カードの右下か左下にあった、あれですね。数字ですね。数字を打ち込むとカードが手に入るんじゃなくて、この場合はなんかカードを買う感じなんですね、このタイトルだと。
Additionally, just grabbing some other powerful monsters here.
あ、融合書。あ、なるほど、はい。ありがとうございます。
Is this game has a sort of like RPG-like mechanic?
そうですね。他のゲームで例えるとすると、ロックマイクゼのロットナンバーみたいな。
Certain cards, certain powerful cards, until you've leveled up the game. So I can't just go here, right to the code machine.
はい、クレイムは、はい。クレイモイヤーか。はい。
So basically the way the routing works is I want to build the strongest deck I possibly can without ever having to grind for it, which is why we use a lot of these trap cards, because they're pretty cheap and they, kill monsters.
グレイモヤ。はい。
So that's what I'm doing right now. This monster I'm getting right here is an important one. It's called Hourglass of Life. And that actually, it's pretty weak on its own, but it has the ability to power up every other monster I currently have.
まだそうですね。ロックマンエグゼよりは楽だとは思うんですけどね。はい。はい。番号を入れても手に入ってはなくて、はい。買わないといけない。で、なんか今回はデッキキャパシティとドミノっていうのがあって、まあキャパシティは多分入れられるカードの、強さっていうか、昔の GB 基準で言ったら、そのデッキキャパシティって言って、カード1枚1枚に多分設定されてると思うんですけど、数値が。それを超えると入れられなくなるみたいな。で、ドミノっていうのはカードを買うっていう感じですよね。で、今は買ってる感じですね、いろいろ。
So we bought all the cards, and now we just gotta go put them in our deck. So you'll see me take out a lot of the weaker monsters and the ones that don't have type advantages that we're looking for.
私はその ちょっと GB 版だと、GB じゃない、ゲームボーイアドバンスだとちょっとあんまりやったことないんですけど、GB 版はやってたんですけど、デッキキャパシティに苦しめられた覚えがあります。
And let's fill out the rest of these monsters. So you see me put in a bunch of light monsters there. Light monsters are strong against Fiend type, which is a very, very common monster type in the game. In fact, the guy we're going to duel right now has a lot of Fiend types in his deck. We're off here to get our first locator card. Remember,
そうですね。この頃は、激流数やば。最初から激流数を引くあたり強いですね。
recurring theme in this game is a lot of stronger duelists won't duel until we've proven themselves by beating one of his lackeys. So that's what we're doing right now. We're beating one of Bones' lackeys, and he will, Dano's strong enough to come. So you'll see here, like I said, a lot of his monsters.
激流層は確か反転とかまあ自分の味方も含まれるかちょっと定かじゃないのと、今ってエラッタされてたりするので、まあ激流層がエラッタされてるかは別として、そのエラッタされてるカードがかなり多すぎて、ちょっと今の効果と違ったりするカードも結構多いんですけど、確かそう、召喚効果に全部モンスター破壊ですね。まあ自分のカードも含めて全破壊だったと思います。はい。
So if we draw a nice light monster like my Skull Angel here,
この頃は相手モンスターだけなんですかね。
If I draw a light monster, there's no way I can use these guys. See, even this 0 attack monster, I can attack with impunity with because I know that's just going to beat over any fiends that he, decides to attack. So now an interesting thing here, Talons of Shurlane, our ace monster here, 2100 attack, very strong, but he is a dream monster, and dream monsters are weak against fiends. So you might be wondering, oh, why would you use
多分この時っていうか、このレベルで2100は超えられないんじゃないですかね、相手は。
And that's because if the AI thinks that they can kill one of your monsters, they will always
そうですね。今はまあそうですね。この頃はまだ墓地って、どうなんですかね。バトルシティ編の途中ぐらいなので、もう墓地は、結構、墓地に落ちていたやつをなんか使ったりする効果あったんですかね。
then I'm perfectly happy playing him out there, baiting his monsters into attacking me, because then I can win even faster than I normally would be otherwise. However, that does mean if I don't
なるほど、シャスぐらいですか。はい。
to protect him, then it could be a little more risky. You can see a similar thing happen right there. If you have a monster in face-down defense position, they'll want to try to attack it as well, and we can use that to bait them into attacking our traps in a similar fashion. Now, these guys, we're on our way to get our third locator card here. Once again, we have to beat 2 duelists. The big guy. First, we have to beat up 2 younger brothers.
ちょっとこの GBA 基準っていうか、このゲーム基準だとちょっと違うんですけど、多分、もうこの頃は2000出てましたっけっていう感じですね。バニラって言われてるまあ通常モンスター、まあ何も効果がないモンスターがいるんですけど、星4で確か2000か1900かどっちかだったと思いますね。ラインとしては。
We got our strongest monster out. The second turn of the game, really can't beat that. That's for sure. And we have a
セイントマジシャンも普通のカードなのか。
And yeah, one more turn.
だから本当、墓地から回収するみたいなカードとか、あとは墓地に落とすカードとかがこぞって通常モンスター化されてるみたいな感じなんですかね。
Very strong monster called Jinzo, one tribute monster with 20.
ゴブリン突撃部隊はあれは効果モンスターで、ただ攻撃するか、次のターンっていうか、攻撃したターンの終了後に守備表示になるとか、そんなカードでしたよね。確か攻撃するときか。はい。
Luckily, as long as I can keep his monster free, or his board free of monsters to sacrifice.
で、羽かなあ、羽も通常モンスターなのかな。
that monster there with the 900 attack, his name is Doron, and he has the cool ability to duplicate himself. So it's a pretty
OCG と全然違くて、ちょっとカードの解説が全然できないんですけど、はい。
which does mean
ああ、なるほ
a
ど。
lot of my opponent's thunder monsters will be trying to deck into them. Luckily, I drew, pretty much all traps, and just be sweet. And we don't have too much attack points on our side here, which is fine because we're not really in any danger of losing. Just gotta finish him off. I'm gonna try and kill my thunder, or use their thunder monsters to kill my water. But no dice for.
で、ドローンは確か直接相手に攻撃できるみたいな。だから相手の、フィールドにモンスターがいたとしても直接攻撃ができるみたいな効果だったと思います。
And we're gonna just head down to duel Rex Raptor, the dinosaur duelist, and get our fourth. Now he has an Earth Field power bonus that you can see here. Powers up, rock monsters, that sort of thing. Luckily, we've got our good friend Doron here, who is quite strong.
でも違うかもしれないっていうこのゲーム
Now I do have that Bolt Eskimo in my hand, which is a strong monster, but it is a Thunder type, which is weak.
あ、なるほど。バニラで2000攻撃。あ、はいはい。ジェネティックワウルフ懐かしいですね。はい。で、さっきあれですね、生贄召喚したので、ドローンを墓地に送って、召喚したっていう感じですね。
Well, there you see, I lost out. Field type advantage. Forest beats wind, and I just attacked unknowingly into one of his forest monsters with my monster stones. But it's all good, because we are going to finish him off quickly, and we will already have gotten our fourth locator. Rex Raptor down.
そうですね。
Locator cards. And we're just gonna.
多分この頃も普通の OCG についても結構ビートダウンが強い。いや、まあビートダウンっていうのはまあですね、攻撃力でどんどん攻めて相手のライフをこうどんどん減らしていくみたいな、まあデッキなんかコンセプトっていうんですかね、なんですけど、多分この頃はそう主流がそうなんじゃないですかね。
Forest monsters, so it's a good thing we kept those fire monsters in. Like this guy right here. See, only 550 attack, but he has a type advantage over pretty much all of their monsters. So.
まあ今みたいに手札誘発なんて全くない頃だったので、あと墓地にあったらなんか効果発動するみたいなカードもまあなかった記憶なので、やっぱり今の遊戯王と、まあこの頃の遊戯王って本当に全く別物って言ってもいいぐらいの環境の変化がありますね。で、これで、
But as you can see, as long as we draw a fire monster, we're generally sitting pretty against these guys, not much to worry. And we drew another fire monster, so it's again looking good. Now I'm gonna bait them out. See that trap there on the right that just went off? That's torrential tribute. Most of
なるほど。相手の激流層は、相手のフィールドだけ全滅っていう感じなんですね。すごい強い。どう考えても今の遊戯王で実装したら完全に制限下いきそうなレベルのカードですね。
And we drew into Hourglass of Life, which powers up all of our monsters on the field. So now we have a pretty formidable. We just drew another.
そうですね。まあ、サンダーボルトっていうカードは、まあ、魔法カードで発動すると、敵のフィールドモンスターを全部破壊するっていう効果なんですけど、まあ、それの罠バージョンというか。
Couple more attacks, and we'll be good to go. Second lackey down.
そうですね、ミラーホースみたいな。はい、
The Bug King himself. There.
だからその誘発、まあ誘発が 敵を攻撃した時が、まあ、ミラーフォースで、召喚した時は、激流層みたいな使い分けなんですかね、完全に。
Now we've got our fire monster to keep their board clear, and then we can attack it. Just how, you know, we drew it up in the locker, guys.
ただもちろん、攻撃表示だけだな。そう、ミラーフォースも確かエラッタかかってるのかなちょっと。今は攻撃表示だけ。ていうか昔もそうだったかもしれないですけど、ちょっと。最近ほんと触れてないので全然。で、
that I didn't put into my deck right away. That's because my level was too low at the time to fit them into the deck. But after we
で、もちろんっていうか GBA っていうかこのゲームの場合はデッキキャパシティっていうのがあるので、もちろん強いカードを大量に入れるみたいなことは最初の方はできないので、それも取捨選択をして多分なんだろう、強いカードをある程度入れていってどんどん戦っていってデッキキャパシティが増えたら入れていくっていう感じだと思うんですけど、どんどんカードを入れ替えて、強欲な壺禁止じゃないんですね。強欲な壺っていうのは今禁止カードですけど、デッキからカードを2枚引くっていうカードで今は禁止になって、今っていうか OCG とか、あと遊戯王のそういうなんて言うんだろう、ゲーム、今だとマスターデュエルとかは禁止にはなってると思います。はい。なるほど。制限なんですね。
The level requirements, because he only counts as a 900 shot, but we put it in as an 8. Pretty good.
そうですね。
All the ancient lamps are in there.
10日交換って言うんですかね。だから1枚使って2枚引くのがすごい強いっていう。
Little suspicious. Where did he come from? Nobody knows. And then we'll head up to the building here, talk to our good friend Joey. He's slacking off. He's playing at the arcade. And we let him know that it's time for him to get his act together. He's got to start winning some duels if he wants to qualify for tournament funds.
ただあれなんです。これは避けときましょうか。はい。純制限なんですね、大嵐は。はい。大嵐っていうのは、ちょっとこのゲームだと効果わからないですけど、普通の効果で言ったら、フィールド上の魔法トラップカードを全部破壊するっていう。だから、相手の場も自分の場も全部破壊するっていう効果ですね。制限、エグゾディアはそうですね。だから、5枚揃うと、かな？強制的にゲームに勝利するって効果。ブラックホールは、場にあるモンスターカードを全部破壊するですね。はい。サンダーボルト、羽ぼうき。羽ぼうきは相手、フィールドの魔法トラップを全部破壊する。で、心変わりは、一旦の間、相手のモンスターを自分のモンスターとして使える。使えるっていうか自分のフィールドに召喚するっていうわけじゃないですけど、移動させるみたいな効果ですね。で、強欲な壺はさっき言った通り2枚引く。で、死者蘇生は自分また相手の墓地にあるモンスターカードを1枚自分の場に召喚するっていうカードですね。
And it's actually a pretty big power spike in the game. Luckily for us, if we drop
ランプの魔人
we just don't have a care in the world. We're just sitting pretty. We got our Lajin, the Mystic Genie of the Lamp. That's the name of that.
ちょっと説明してる間に何が起きたかがちょっと見過ごしちゃったんですけど、ランプの魔人ってなんかめちゃくちゃ強いですけど、何これ1500とかてか全然なんだろう、ボーダーラインっていうかそこに達してないようなゲームだったと思うんですけど、 なんかめちゃくちゃ強くなってる。
There's one thing you take away from this run and the strat. It's just get.
ああ、なるほど、はい。
That's how we drew this one. And once again, there you go. If you know, there's only 3 in the deck, so it's not super likely that you see it every game. But when you
あ、そっか、この18って1800って意味か。ああ。ただ、この時だと、この時っていうか、このレベル帯だと1800、星4が1800でもめちゃくちゃ強いですね。
Put a monster in defense position just to bait out an attack, clear the board. The attack animations when it like cuts through to, you know, the 2 cards side by side attacking each other, that does take a bit of time. So we try to use the traps to eliminate as much of those animations as possible.
相手っていうか、相手がラジンに勝てるようなカード出せないんじゃないですかね。生きねえ消化なしで。
He won't duel us until we've beaten pretty much everyone else at this area, which is why we duel these people.
だって多分この頃っていうか、その1900ラインってブラッドボロスとかジュミナエルフとかそのぐらいだと思うんで、通常モンスターカードだと。多分、うん。相手は本当になんかかわいそうっていうか。
As you can see here, you know, I honestly, I wish I had more intricate decision making to commentate on here. But if you draw Ancient Land, there's really not much to because he's just so good. Just so good. And we're just gonna bait out. Attack. Probably didn't even need to attack there if I wanted to be super optimal.
あ、もう激流走で払って、ラジンで、まあ、とどめと。はい。
You know, because just you're making so many decisions so quickly that you're bound to make at least a minor mistake every now and then. So Joey's deck is pretty terrible, but it doesn't really matter if I don't draw any playable monsters. See, all the monsters in my hand right now require tributes, so I need to draw a normal summonable monster to play any of them. Luckily for me, I drew Ancient Land, so...
もうあれですね。ランプ出した瞬間に勝ち確定みたいな。
Talons. Now this is the dastardly duo of the deck here. Lodgin, the Mystic Genie of the Lamp on one side, Talons of Shirlane on the other. The dastardly duo. No chance we lose if we get these 2 things. Of course, now I probably jinx myself and at some point I'm gonna get both of them.
で、次のターンでおしまいかな。
That's marathons for you, right, guys? Quick work of Joey. Good stuff. Now we can duel Mako to get our 6th and final locator card and qualify for the tournament finals. Mako's deck is similar to everyone else's here, just very, you know, aquatic themed. We drew Pot of Greed, lets us draw 2 cards. Good stuff.
ブラックホールを伏せる。
Let's clear out his board and get Doron out.
なんだろう、間違えた。ああ。
He actually has a torrential tribute of his own. This one that I just drew
激流走を伏せて、はい。
destroys all of my monsters on the field if I attack. So if he ever puts down a spell or trap card in his back row, we're gonna have to be a little...
ああ、この頃あれなんですね。あ、なるほど、はい。この頃っていうか、OCG だと、超えたら捨てるじゃなくて、超えた状態でターン終了時に手札を捨てなくちゃいけないっていうルールだったと思うんで、この頃あれなんですね。この頃っていうか GBA のメモリとかの関係でそうなってるのかもしれないですけど。
Mako is down, and we've gotten our 6th final locator card. We've qualified for the tournament finals in, 27 minutes. Not bad, right? So now let's go celebrate with our friends, right? We've gotten everyone qualified for the finals. We're flying high. We're on cloud 9 right now.
で、ここで
Oh no. What's this? That music doesn't sound good. Turns out Joey, who we literally just saw like 2 seconds ago, was kidnapped by the ghouls along with our good friend Taya. And they just came to gloat, I guess. So now, we thought we were, having fun qualifying for the finals, but our friends got kidnapped. It's no longer fun and games. We got to go do some investigating. That's basically what we're going to do.
でもこう見るとすごい懐かしいんですよね。アニメとかカードゲームやってた頃、 思い出しますね。はい。
In this part of the game, we just need to go around the entire city and investigate.
生贄召喚で、両ウィザードですね。1755っていう微妙なカードですね。
Now the ghouls here, they all have the same deck, and they're all pretty much, I would say 95% filled with fiend monsters, which means if we draw a light monster, like my key mace right here, even though she only has 200 attack, she can easily just beat through all of their fiend monsters.
はい。
And that's what we're gonna do, basically. Now it looks like they drew something that can kill us, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, we can just go into Talons for the win there.
もちろんっていうか、昔、カードゲームやってた時はもちろん電卓でやっていたので。
Against these guys. First cooldown, gotta beat a couple more, clear them out of some other areas.
結構大変でしたね。最近であれば割とこう細かいダメージってそんなにないとは思うんですけど、昔ってそう55とか微妙なやつだったりあったりしたんだよく。はい。結構大変でしたね。はい。そうですね。はい。1個の電卓で計算しようとしてその8000万8000で計算してこうやってたのを思い出しますね。はい。だから電卓2個利用するんじゃなくて電卓1個で両方の計算を計算するっていう。まああくまでもその私がやってた頃って本当になんだろう。大会とかオフィシャルじゃなくて普通に遊んでた頃なので、あるかもしれないですけど、まあそう。多分皆さん経験は遊戯王だからこそっていうところもあると思うんですけどね。その電卓を使うっていうところは。で、ランプの魔人で、そして手札には死者蘇生で、さっき言ったように、モンスターを、まあ相手の、墓地からモンスターをっていう。今思ったんですけど、これってメインフェーズ1、バトルフェーズ、メインフェーズ2、エンドフェーズみたいなのないんですね、このゲーム。だから死者蘇生攻撃して死者蘇生使って、そのモンスターを使ってまた攻撃するっていうのができるんですね。
Cool. So bridge ghoul down, gotta clear out the art museum. We actually haven't visited there yet. Not much really happens there, so far at least.
あれ？タイマーがちょっと、はい。
We're gonna bait one of his monsters into a trap, just like that. And now we can start attacking in with this Morin fin, kind of weird looking.
なるほど。だからスタンバイフェーズと、でもスタンバイフェーズはまあカードの効果によってかもしれないですけど。モリンフェンも、あれモリンフェン 2015？ そっか、モリンフェンもなんか微妙なラインでした。でも15は、すごいな。なるほど、時の魔術師。はい。だから、
see what's going on at the park. Another spot that they might have taken over.
そうですよね。1550ですよね。はい。
And oh no, who's this? It's not a regular ghoul, but he is.
そう、だから中途半端なダメージっていうか攻撃力なのは分かってたんです。
If you couldn't tell by his bandana, he is in fact an American. I know, hard to tell. But he is one of the leaders of the ghouls, actually. And he has a pretty cool deck. It's like a hybrid dark machine type deck.
で、強欲な壺で2枚引くと。
And I hope we draw some better monsters to deal with in person. Luckily, we can tribute here for Leo Wizard. That's a bad monster to have.
生贄召喚でレオウィザード。
Now I'm gonna... Oh, we drew Ancient. Never mind. I was gonna take a shot in the dark with our light monster, hoping he played a Fiend. But we drew Ancient. And you draw Ancient Left, you play Ancient. That's just really how it goes. Bandit Keith ran out of monsters. He does do this sometimes. It's a little silly of him. Cool, and there you go. When you run out of monsters, it's pretty easy to get you.
で、攻撃した後に召喚してっていうのをできる。
Now we asked him, "What did you do with our friends? What are you doing
これ
here?"
バンデットキースでしたっけ？
Why would I tell you that? Pretty much, he says, nope. And so basically, we know nothing. We did all of that to learn literally nothing about where our friends were. I guess we kind of kicked the ghouls.
ああ、そうですね。はい。
That wasn't our main objective. So we regroup over here at Yugi's dad's store. My Valentine, I guess.
あ、そっか、バトルシティだからか。ああ、はいはい。
Lets us know that Kaiba should have a tracking device on Joey's.
バトルシティっていうか、あれか、デュエルシティか。
Figure out where he is. So we head over to his corporation and ask his bodyguard, who we're dueling right now, hey, where's Kaiba? And, you know, he's doing his job. He's not just going to tell us where his employer is hanging out.
で、
But, you know, he does
ラ
say
ジ
that he'd
ン
be willing to part with the information
で、
if we beat him in
いつも通り生贄召喚して、まあ、弱い方から、まあ、自分の攻撃力弱い方から攻撃して、なるべく高火力のモンスターでダイレクトアタックをすると。
And we got the dastardly duo here. We got Lejin and Talons side by side. Not a care in the world. And we made quick work.
で、これでとどめ。
Security. Good stuff. Now he's gonna tell us he doesn't know where Kaiba is, but Kaiba's younger brother, Mokuba, has been hanging out over at the building.
これで木馬に会いに行くの。
See what's going on. Maybe he can help us find Joey and Taya. And it looks like we got here right in the nick of time. Mokuba here is being ambushed. You know, this is kind of broad daylight, though. I don't really know why we need to come to the rescue, but apparently we're the only people who can save Mokuba from being kidnapped by these ghouls here. And in typical Yu-Gi-Oh fashion, how better to save him than to challenge his assailants to a tag team duel, me and Yugi versus the two ghouls. We get to pick which one we want to duel. Yugi duels the other one. They have pretty standard decks. We drew Pot of Greed, which is like to draw two cards.
はい、2枚引く。
Good stuff.
あー、なんか手札が微妙な感じがするな。
And yeah,
でも激流層引いてるから普通に強いですけどね。強欲な壺と。
They just removed the monster. But we do have a light monster here to deal with fiends, which is nice. I'm gonna tribute it away. I would love to play Talons here, but we don't have a trap to back it up, so that would
あー、なるほど、ブラックホール。はい。
So instead, what I'm gonna do is gonna go into the Bolt Escargot, play these Dorons, clone them, and hopefully they'll stick around long enough for me to power everyone up with the Hourglass of Life. We lost one of them, but still pretty big board here. Or we could have even more fun now that we have a trap to back it up. Just play the Talons and try to get him in just a couple of attacks here. This ended up working nicely.
で、攻撃すると。
They cleared out our monster, but now I think we're happy. This is was debating whether or not I needed to power up my monster to the Hourglass to kill them, but I didn't.
いやー、なんか
And there we go.
ここまでサクサクだと見てても楽しいですね。
And yeah, we basically learned that you know, the ghouls, Merrick Ishtar, their leader, they're trying to steal all the powerful cards for some nefarious purpose. Kind of interesting. But we saved Nokuba. He lets us know, hey, my bro is hanging out over the art museum. Thanks for saving me. And so now we're just going to head over to the art museum. Go talk to Kaiba. There we go. Kaiba lets us know that he runs the tracking device and tells us that Joey and Taya are hanging out at a heretofore undiscovered location known as the Pier that we're going to head over to right now. Just popped up on the minimap. And of course, we're ambushed. The ghouls are already here. Bandit Keith. You know, we already gave it to him. We already
で、またバンデットキースが現れると。はい。
And I don't blame him because this is a pretty bad opening hand. He did draw a Pot of Greed though, which lets you draw two cards. Pretty good. And hopefully we can, you know, we got this Bolt S card though, but I would love, this is like the same hand as against whatever.
多分そうですね。
Against the last duel.
でもどうなんですかね。自分で選ぶかどうかちょっと 展開が早すぎてなかなか追い切れなくて、まあ今の OCG ルールっていうか、まあ OCG だと、まあ発動するかしないかは自分で選べますけど、このゲームがどうだかは。あ、闇の仮面も通常モンスターなんですね。
I kind of wish we got to watch it. Yeah. He does that while we beat up on Bandit Keith. So I'm not gonna. Cool. And yeah. We made pretty quick here. Nothing crazy to prove.
で、攻撃して、あと60の、大丈夫ですね。
We won, so can't really complain. So yeah, we beat up on Bandit Keith. The other ghouls, they vanished. And now we can go see what Joey's up to. It looks like Joey and Taya, they're not looking so hot. You can see kind of creepy eyes, right? Him and Taya have been possessed by Merrick Ishtar, kind of like how all the other ghouls have been mind controlled by him from afar. And basically he challenges Yugi to a duel, and the loser has to jump into the water and drown. Yugi can't bring it himself to beat his best friend. So he loses, jumps headfirst into the water.
っていう名前だったと。
We're pretty cool, so we jump in and we save him. We jump in, we rescue him. And now we take it upon ourselves to duel Joey, try and snap him. Joey's deck is not great. It's better than it was before in the aquarium, but now it has kind of a weird fire theme, and it's still not pretty good.
ちょっと、はい。多分本機の方ですんで。大丈夫ですね。復活しましたね。
We got the dastardly duo, guys. Here we go. Can't lose. Can't lose.
これもあれですね。ボイス入ってますね。
Get an extra dastardly.
強い。
One more attack should do it.
ブルーアイズ超えてますよ。
Joey, you might be noticing Joey does have cool voice acting lines here. A little bit odd. He's saying, "It's my turn." Pretty good stuff. So yeah, we beat Joey. Try to snap it.
なるほど、豪華なんですね。はい。
Moment of beautiful voice acting. How touching. Yugi professes his love for Joey in that sentimental moment, breaks him free of his mind control. The power of love overcomes all, of course. But yeah, now that Joey and Taya are free, we have all of our locator cards. We're qualified for the finals. We're just waiting on Joey to get his last one. So we're gonna go explore around, head over to the art museum, and we run into this mysterious woman who invites us inside. Always a fun thing. And she says, she's got something really important to tell us. But she doesn't know if she can trust us with the info. Unless, of course, we beat her in a duel. So here we go. Now, this is an interesting one. She has a primarily...
いや、モーヤンのカレーとか、懐かしいっていうか、デッキに入ってるんだ。
Then we are pretty good. So there you go. And we even have...
じゃあ、蘇生で... はい。
It hurts me. I didn't mean to do that. That's totally fine. I meant to use Hourglass's ability, but, better lucky than good, right? I had another one waiting in the wings.
で、シャイエンジェル。はい。
And yeah, like I said, if we just draw the Shadow Monster, she does have a couple of Dream Monsters in the deck like that, which can be annoying.
ちょっと多分これは、あれですね、しばらく待てば、画面の表示は、治ると思いますので。
Powering it up and using it to beat that. Can't beat that. Great strat.
で、戦獣ゴッドは、そっか、儀式。このゲーム、忘れてましたね、儀式カードっていうのが。そっか、儀式カードでも、このカードじゃない、このゲームは儀式カードがないので、戦獣ゴッドも、通常モンスターカードっていう扱いっぽいですね。
Oh, we can't. We don't have enough. We don't have enough. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, we bait him into at least their monsters into position so we can finish them. And there you go. So we've defeated that woman. She now trusts us wholly, of course. She lets us know that she's actually Merrick Ishtar, leader of the ghouls' sister, Shizu Ishtar. And that Merrick, his whole scheme is to gather the three, most powerful cards in all the land, the Egyptian god cards. And once he has, all of those, he'll have ultimate power and he'll do some nasty, nasty things. So of course we can't let him.
もう神のカードをかけて。
With the safekeeping of one of the god cards, but she doesn't know if she should give it to us.
主要な敵キャラっていうか、敵キャラっていうわけじゃないですけど、キャラにはボイス入ってるんですね、ちゃんと。
So we have to beat him in a duel to prove that we are. Now we drew Pot of Greed here, which is pretty nice. Let's just draw 2 cards. His deck is pretty strong. He's got some decently powerful monsters. The thing I'm personally worried about is that our hand is pretty trash. So I really hope we draw some better cards. An Ancient Lamp would be pretty swell at the moment. I would not complain. But we do at least have board supremacy at the moment, so we can start pitching in for some damage. Nothing crazy. And he ran out of monsters.
会話何もやってこなかった。
No complaints here. Nothing to worry about. His hand is filled with Blue Eyes White Dragons, I guess, which require 2 tributes to summon. Monster Reborn is nice.
で、それで、敵のモンスターを自分の場に。
We have enough damage, do we? Yes, we do. Getting him with Magician of Faith, and we finish him off with his own.
で、これでとどめと。
Look at that. So Kaiba has been defeated, and now Ishizu believes we're strong enough to use Obelisk the Tormentor. You got it right. Now, unfortunately, in Speedrun,
ここもボイスあるんですね。で、オベリスクの巨神兵は、効果を思い出せないのと、多分 OCG の効果と、このゲームの効果って多分全然違うと思うので、割愛しますけど。神のカードはあれですよね。
Okay, now that we have Obelisk, we've given Joey enough time to finally get his last locator card.
どのぐらいなんですかね。全然わからない。
A sports stadium, we get to meet the other quarterfinalists.
マリックかな。
Yugi Joey, that suspicious friend of Yugi's, Namu, who we met earlier. Kaiba, of course, is one of them. It is his tournament after all. Probably cheated, who knows. My Valentine also made it. Our good friend Ryo Bakura, he's important in some of the other manga arcs, but not this one. And then, presumably, Merrick Ishtar is the fun.
このゲームだと、相手フィールド上の全てのモンスターを破壊して、相手に4000ポイントのダメージを与える。はい。カードの効果で、だからカードの効果で自分フィールド上から移動しないっていうのは、心変わりとかで、相手フィールドにとか使われることはないってことですよね。そのモンスターを対象に。ただめちゃくちゃ強いですねっていうかおかしい。それ召喚してダメージを与えてそのモンスターで攻撃すればおしまいなのかな。
The first quarterfinal matchup here is Yugi versus Bakura. Yugi reveals that he has an Egyptian god card of his own, Slifer the Sky Dragon, that he uses to make quick work of Bakura.
オシリス、ユギはちゃんとあれなんですね。オシリスを持ってるんですね。
Now, as we get ready to duel him, Yugi says his spidey senses are tingling. And he thinks that, hey, maybe that's not the real Merrick Ishtar. But we'll come back to that later. Because we are going to face him down. He has a very interesting...
で、安定ラジン。
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's a strong guy. But we, Ancient Lamp, just so happens...
フィスの化身。懐かしい。
A wind type monster. Which means that it'll instantly kill these rock monsters. This is an interesting hand. We drew 2 Ancient Lamps, though, which is pretty sweet. Definitely not going to complain about that. Just attack in there. Get the other Ancient Lamp out.
で、またラジンを出すと。
One Legion was killed, but 2, that's going to be too much. If I was a betting man.
アポビスは、 オリジナルだとないのと、あと多分強化されてるんで2100になったって感じ。そうですよね。で、オリジナルっていうか OCG だと確かトラップカードだったと思います。
So now after we beat him, Yugi says, no, there's no way that's Merrick Ishtar. And Namu, that suspicious friend that showed up out of nowhere, reveals himself to have been, he's been the bad guy the whole time. What a plot twist. Never would have seen that coming. Says, that's not Merrick Ishtar, I'm Merrick Ishtar. And he looks all evil. See, look at that. Evil transformation. If it wasn't already clear to you that he was the big bad guy. It should be now. But yeah, we advanced to the semifinals, just gotta watch the next two quarterfinals. The next one is Joey versus the man now known as Merrick Ishtar. And Joey, he's plucky, he's got spunk, he's got pizzazz, but that's nothing in the face of the Winged Dragon from Merrick is in possession. So Joey loses, he gets sent to the Shadow Realm, of all places. He's in a nice coma. And if it wasn't clear that he was bad enough already, now he's putting our friends in comas. So definitely not very cool. Now the final quarterfinal is Mai versus Seto. Nothing crazy at stake here. Blue Eyes White Dragon summoned by Kaiba to kill off Mai. And the semifinals are set. It's us, Yugi, Merrick, and Kaiba. Now we're traveling, once again, Kaiba always wanting to flaunt his stuff. If you thought the blimp wasn't cool enough, now the semifinals and the finals of the tournament take place in the ruins of his businesses at some private island somewhere. Always, trying to one up.
どこで終わりなのかがあれですけど。
So here we go.
そろそろもう多分終盤になりつつある感じですかね。
In the semifinals. Some scary words are said by Merrick. And of course, at the penultimate hurdle, we are drawn against Yugi, our best friend, in the semifinals. Now, Yugi's deck is actually pretty terrible in this game. It's just kind of a mishmash of a bunch of stuff from the anime. That turns out in an actual duel doesn't really work particularly well. But, he's still got some stuff. Our hand is pretty terrible. I wouldn't be surprised if things didn't work out. He did just kill us.
で、心変わりかな。
he said for a turn. That's totally.
やっぱり敵も心変わり使ってくるんですね。
That's cool. Now, Yugi does have one really annoying card. It's called Swords of Revealing Light. That prevents us from attacking for 3 turns in a row. Which, as I'm sure you can imagine, in the speedrun is a huge time waste. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here. Nice, solid board. I'm actually kind of surprised that this...
終盤ですが、
But yeah, pretty quick work of Yugi.
ここでちょっと解説の方がいらっしゃいましたので、ちょっとご紹介したいと思います。解説のカンさんです。よろしくお願いします。そうですね。なんですけど、そうですね。司会の公開タイミングなんで。はい。そうです。はい。
Showing off his new holographic duel coliseum, which is pretty nice. We'll see how this duel turns out.
今のマスターデュエルとか OCG と全くルールが違う。
Manages to get all 3 of his Blue Eyes White Dragons out, but they are nothing in the face. Winged Dragon of Life. And now it's us. Kaiba gets sent to the Shadow Realm, and it's in the final duel. It's up. It's up against Merrick Ishtar. Now, I do want to warn you guys that Merrick's deck is by far the strongest in the game, and there's a very good chance that we lose this. Like, I would very much not be surprised if that were to happen. He did draw Ancient Lamp, but he actually has an Ancient Lamp of his own in his deck. That's how strong.
そうですね、ラーは一応デッキには入ってますね。めんどくさそうのは羽ぼうきが2枚入ってるのと、なぜか羽ぼうきもそうですが、死者蘇生もこいつなんか2枚入ってますね。さっき制限ってチャットで書いたんですけど。なんか勝手にチートをしてきてますが、はい、気にしないでください。なんで入ってるのかちょっとあれですけどね。はい。
Okay, he's doing something. Yeah, there
で普通にやっぱり2000超えてくるようなんで、結構大変。あ、普通に今2300
One more attack. Who better to finish him off with?
だいぶ危険ですね。
はい。And time! There we go. 53.
終わりましたね。
GG です。
はい、グッドゲームです。
Grabbed the Winged Dragon of Ra, assembled all the god cards. We won the tournament. We, all of our friends rise out of the
こ
coma.
んな感じでね、もう全く皆さんのご存知のルールとは異なるゲームなので、全然その最悪ね、さっき途中で白で闇とか倒してたかな。あと風で地を倒したりとか、そんな感じでやって、創生とかもできるので、昔は割とそういう感じでね、僕はやってたのゲームボーイ時代のやつだったんで、まあまあ、そういう感じでした。
And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Shout out to the staff. Shout out to the heart of the cards. All that good stuff. Thanks everyone.
一応ね、それぞれのキャラクター持ってたんですよね。闇遊戯も普通にオシリス持ってましたし、あとは、あれっすね。なぜか、あげたはずなんですけど、ダイナソーがなぜかまだブラックアイズを持ってたりするんですよね。持ってない、もう時期的に持ってないはずなんですけど、
はいはい。
ね、あったりとかもしたりして、ちょっといろいろと辻褄の合わないゲームなんですけども、まあ、そういう時代だというふうに考えてもらえればいいかなと思いますね。あと、バトルシティ編がまだこれを完結する前に出たゲームなので、実際にはこの後8に続くそうです。はい。
はいはい。
話的にはですね。はい。
じゃあ、はい、締めましょうか。はい。ここまでは、遊戯王デュエルモンスターズ7、決闘都市伝説でした。はい。イルカさん、ありがとうございました。
ああ、すいません。はい。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。はい。ここで、はい、司会も変更となります。はい。ありがとうございました。
はい、
失礼いたします。
では、ちょっと次の準備入りますので、少々お待ちください。
Music in just a second. I'm going to just make sure the next runner is prepped. In the meantime, if you haven't already, be sure to check our Twitter. And we also, I see some people pouring in the Discord. So I do appreciate that. Thank you for all the love. Another side note, we've got some donations coming in. So after the break, we're going to go ahead and read some of those off. So thank you again, and keep those coming in. We'll be
Welcome to the world.